Boys, grab all of them.
Family Day at Flemington, a celebration of the 2002 Melbourne Cup Carnival. The mighty milers charge as the pumper hits the accelerator for Gabe. The Bonnie Mares run in the Matriarch.
Miss Zoe!
And the stayers, with that look of eagles, slug it out in the Queen Elizabeth. Family, new fashions and some old-fashioned fun. Emirates Stakes Day at Flemington. Enjoy the celebration.
The celebration, that is the 2002 Melbourne Cup Carnival. Big colourful crowds with plenty to cheer about. Each day, each meeting with its own character. And welcome to Family Day at Flemington. Final day, the day the Victoria Racing Club runs the $500,000 Emirates Stakes. We have a wonderful day here today weather-wise. We've had some great winners of this race over the years. The mighty Aquanita won the first couple. Horses like Gun, Sin and Vain and Testarossa in more recent years have been successful. The weather today, perfect. It's going for 26 at the moment, 19. Just a light breeze about, plenty of sunshine today, and that adds up to great conditions for Family Day and also a good track. Penetrometer a bit similar to what we've had through the week. The track has stood up remarkably well. The rail in the same place that it was on Oaks Day. Richard Freedman joins me. It has been a good race, hasn't it, the Emirates Stakes over the years?
Sure has. There's been some great winners of the Emirates Stakes, and I think that we're going to see another great winner today. It's a perfect day for racing, perfect weather, perfect track, and it's a good day for playing up your winnings if you've been winning during the week and getting it back if you haven't been, and that's where I'm going, and I reckon today we can get it back, Bruce.
You're going to do some catching up, you think? Let's look at the program. It's a good balance, this one today. The Sport 927 Sprint we start with. Maribyrnong Plate with a fantastic history for the 2-year-olds. The Group 3 Troa Matriarch Stakes for the mares. The Interlink Stakes, then that's for the 3-year-olds. Hilton International Stakes, $126,000. $500,000 Group 1 Emirates Stakes. Then the Village Road Show Welter. Queen Elizabeth Stakes Group 2, $200,000. And the finale, the Carnival Welter in the last $81,000. A few scratchings today, and particularly in the first, take out 2, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18 and 19, reduces the field to 12 runners. In the 2-year-old, take out 7 and 8. Race 3, it's 13, 18 and 19. Races 4 and 5 are clear. We go to the feature today, the Emirates Classic. Perno's come out along with Salgado and Tarcoola Midnight. Race 7, it's number 13, Go Commando. And then in the last couple of races, Piaggio, an important scratching out of the Queen Elizabeth, along with Balonic, Pantani and Ledestina, 7, 11, 15 and 17. And in the last, Paris Heartbeat, who runs in the Emirates, along with Spring Warrior, Woodweener and House Guest. So plenty of scratchings there. Let's have a look at the early totes on the Emirates Classic.
Number 1 Accelerator, 310, 2 Royal Code, 620, 3 Crawl, 12, 4 Umrum, 2940, Scratch 5, 6 Weasel Will, 1560, 7 Gordo, 810, 8 Scenic Peak, 21, 9 Strategic Image, 7680, 10 El Nino, 4640, 11 Hosanna, 3770, 12 Kabila, 7750, 13 Mr. Lofty, 1630, 14 Purple Groove, 1140, 15 The Big Ask, 7760, 16 Zvezda, 11, 17 Scratching, and 18 Paris Heartbeat, 7050, Scratch 19.
So Accelerator, the favourite for the Emirates Stakes at just over 2 to 1. Race 1 coming up, not too far away. Let's have a look at the field.
Number 1 Depraved, Stephen Arnold, Scratch 2, 3 Gifted Ground, Karen McAvoy, 4 Tully Dane, Patrick Payne, 5 Heracles, Vincent Hall, 6 Stalker, Vlad Durick, 7 Sure Bet, Corey Brown, 8 The Little Tacker, Craig Newitt, 9 Finro, Stephen King, 10 Around the Block, Craig Williams, 11 Craigavad, John Didham, Scratch 12, 13 Magnus Bay, Greg Childs, Scratch 14, 15 and 16, 17 Kell, Sally Wynn, Scratch 18 and 19.
Crowd slowly building here on the betting ring, and just a little bit of money for Magnus Bay to start things off. It's come in a good point and a half, and it's almost on the each-way line. But Sean Bartholomew, you're tipping the top weight, Deprave.
I'm tipping the top one. I think that the money for Magnus Bay has got Deprave out in the betting, which will suit me, so I'm happy about that.
Deprave has got out to a point under the each-way line now, but it opened up very short indeed. You expected this move, didn't you?
Yes, I expected it to blow off its opening quote.
Well, you've had a great week. Let's hope we can start with a winner.
Let's hope
Deprave.
so.
Deprave in race 1.
The Sport 927 Sprint. Number 1, Deprave, 3.30. 2 out, 3 Gifted Ground, 11.60. 4 Tully Dane, 10.50. 5 Heracles, 8.40. 6 Stalker, 20.80. 7 Shore Bet, 19.60. 8 The Little Tacker, 15.80. 9 Finro, 9.70. 10 Around the Block, 17.20. 11 Craig Avad, 8.20. 12 out, 13 Magnus Bay, 9.10. Scratch 14, 15 and 16. 17 Kell, 57.40. 18 and 19 are scratchings.
So the straight track here, 1,100 metres, we saw them on Thursday come to the outside, and they'll probably do it again, you would expect. Deprave has drawn in the inside rail, so he'll probably have to work a bit to come across. But Craig Avad, Richard, has drawn wide. He may lead the charge.
Yeah, with the wind coming out of the southwest, I think that horses on the outside don't have as much advantage as they had perhaps on Thursday. But I think there'll be most of the field come across the outside, and a few try the inside today, just early. Deprave might be one of those, and, you know, I don't think it'll affect his chances too greatly, Bruce.
Now, you've got some catching up to do, you told us a moment ago. Let's start in the first.
Yeah, let's start in the first with Deprave. I think he's the best horse in the field. He's got a great horse's weight in 58.5 kilos, but he's up to carrying it, so I'll stick with Deprave. Sean Bartholomew likes him as well, and that's giving me a bit of confidence because he's in front for the week. And Graham Sampier, he's been tipping pretty well. He's gone for number 5, Heracles.
So Deprave and Heracles. Adelaide horses have done well at this carnival. So Heracles, Joe Hall, the trainer of that, the father of David Hall. It's been a lot talked about this carnival at Flemington through the week, and a lot of that has been spoken about right here at the course.
And I'm winning Exploit Wonderbra.
Right, yes. As I say, it's sort of hard not to look.
Greg, he was a horse that we thought if he had to cover ground like that he wouldn't finish off, but today it seemed like it was all there at the finish, wasn't it?
You guys were wrong. It's funny, actually, I just got beat in the derby. I was walking back in and people were saying, well done, Frankie, another loser.
Did you get the double whammy when you went down?
Yeah, he gave me a smack in the ear for good measure as he got up and went past me, the bludgeon.
Leon Corsons, if you're there, mate, this one's for you. That's for Leon Corsons. Stephen King, Hyde, Helen.
I'm a porn star, I'm a school teacher, I'm a Hindi princess, a bride. I'm sort of a schizophrenic type person.
Yeah, you don't smoke, do you? No. Because that'd stunt your growth.
Yeah.
You leave him alone.
Clickety-clack, the pump is back.
Horses on the way to the post for the Sport 927 Sprint, $71,000 race to open proceedings on Emirates Stakes Day. Good money for Deprave. It's been solidly backed, and we'll run a clear-cut favourite here. So 12 running, and you expect they'll all come to the outside rail. Straight races today. We can see the barrier out on the outside rail. We've got this event and then the Maribyrnong Plate, the Hilton International. So we've got 3 races today. Number 7 is Sure Bet. So
been in pretty consistent form, Sure Bet, too, and he was only beaten just by Dane River, who's a very promising horse at his last start, and it'll be hard to beat if he runs up to recent form.
Seeing the totes go through, 354 Deprave. We just saw Gifted Ground a moment ago. It's at a 12-to-1 chance. It was second at Werribee at its last start. His 5, which is Heracles, has good form around Empress Waltz, and we saw what she did on Tuesday. In fact, Deprave went to Adelaide and Empress Waltz beat him in Adelaide. So there's some form around Victoria Park. Heracles up the straight at Victoria Park, 6 starts for 3 wins and placings. Stalker here is drawn out wide. It's fresh, hasn't started for 85 days. Won at Sale last start over 1,200 metres. Then to number 6 Stalker with Vlad Jurek. It's at a 20-to-1 chance. Here's 17, which is Curl, gets a run, the emergency. Sally Wynn's been close, hasn't she? She's been close to winning a race or 2 here. She may get a chance, but this is at big odds.
It's a good horse down the straight. It's got a good record down the straight. It's only run, so some chance there, Kel, the 17, if you like an outsider.
Finro, trained by Leon Corsons and Stephen King. That's the Heracles combination. that was successful. Here's Deprave. He's a good horse. He lost his rider at Moonee Valley on the final race on Cox Plate Day.
Yeah, last time down the straight here at the Flemington, he won very impressively, led all the way. And look, he's the best horse in the race. He's won more prize money than any other horse in the race. Carrying the biggest weight, but he deserves it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go down the inside rail. They may take a chance here.
Just saw Tully Dane a moment ago. Yeah, Deprave won on Melbourne Cup Day last year. Here's Tully Dane. First up for 173 days. He won the McNeil Group 3 in 2001. He ran in the Caulfield Guineas as a 3-year-old in the Lightning Stakes earlier this year. Has been 4th in the March equivalent of this race, but just seems to have not kicked on, Tully Dane. But
best record's almost first up. You know, he's had 2 runs for a first and a second first up, so maybe that's the plan.
Magnus Bay we're looking at won a trial at Cranbourne recently, was 5th at Moonee Valley in May, but hasn't started for 168 days, so it's been a long time. Horses do get set for first up cracks. Here's Craig Avad, good form, 2nd at Maui, Panorama Heights won the race, and it ran a fantastic race here on Tuesday, so the form for that looks good.
He's got real speed, Craig Avad. He'll get out there and high ball out in front, and I think he'll be the one they're chasing for most of the way.
He's 3rd favourite at $9.20, but Deprave is the warm favourite. Their odds are 5 to 2. Gifted Ground goes into the stalls. See half a dozen of them in already. So Deprave the favourite over Magnus Bay and Craig Avad.
So we're just taking the saddle off Stalker here and resaddling it. So there may be a slight delay as they resaddle Stalker. It shouldn't take them long though. They're very good at doing it.
So still about 4 or 5 behind the line. Here's Stalker. So Deprave 360, so it gets out 10 cents, 5.90. For Magnus Bay, 9.30 now for Finro, who's come in a touch, and 9.30 for Craig Avad. A bit of unrest there, and $9.60 for Heracles. It's Gifted Ground we're looking at there with Kera McAvoy with the sash, the white sash and the green.
Jockeys like to get out of the saddle sometimes in the gates. It just takes the weight off the horse's back, and some horses settle better and relax better when the jockey's not on them. They think, well, not too close to a start here, so I won't get all fired up. But when the jockey gets back on, the horses will tense up, ready for the gates to open.
Trying to settle them. Stalker still having the saddle adjusted. He's about to come up, and we join Wayne Wilson for the opening event of the program on Emirates Stakes Day. It's the Sport 927 Sprint.
Heracles is going in. He's drawn towards the outside. Craig Avad stands well. Stalker has had his saddle readjusted. Jockey back on board, goes to the 10, and now they're set to go. The lights are on. Starter Mr. McKerrell up on the platform, and Bob about to hit the button.
No. Hang on, Wood. No, hang on.
Hold. Racing. Heracles began brilliantly on the outside. They're all heading to the grandstand side. Heracles shows the way. Stalker began brilliantly. He's going quickly, and Craig Avad is showing a good turn of speed. The little tacker, he's bursting out of the pack in the early stages. He's going up to take them on. Craig Avad is in front of the little tacker, and Heracles. Stalker is just in behind them. Gifted Ground is getting back. Tully Dane is a little bit wide. Finrose further back in the field with Magnus Bay. They've got 600 metres left to go, and around the block, shot up along the inside to be the leader. It's around the block, a length in front of Stalker, followed by Craig Avad. Heracles is just behind them. The little tack is there. Deprave's out about 5 off the fence. Tully Dane is coming with Deprave on the outside. Stalker's gone to the lead now. Stalker's just in front. Gifted Ground is there around the block. Deprave is coming with a strong run. He's surging to the lead now, Deprave. They've got 150 metres to go. Deprave in front. Finro and Shorebet. Shorebet is finishing brilliantly, going after Deprave, and Shorebet is pulling away on the run to the line. Shorebet goes on and wins. Deprave second. Tully Dane third, followed by Callum Craig Avad. Stalker. Further back was Finro, the little tacker, Heracles, Magnus Bay, and Gifted Ground, and around the block, the last 2 over the line. Strong at the end there, Shorebet.
$23.90 and 6.10. Mark Minervini's done this again, the Adelaide trainer. Brought a horse back in distance. He did it with Red Labelle on Tuesday. This horse coming back from 1,600 metres. Second to Dane River, who's an outstanding galloper. Hasn't started for 59 days, this Shorebet. Freshened it up. Corey Brown, who rode a winner during the carnival, and home it got. Deprave looked a winner here at the 200. Been taken to the lead by Stephen Arnold and made his run probably at the right time, but Shorebet, black cap with the yellow, came with a very determined run and actually drew right away. We said that South Australian horses were doing very well at this carnival, and they certainly are. That was an impressive win and a terrific finish.
When he took over the running Deprave, I thought it's only a matter of how far this, and then out from behind him, Corey Brown peels off the back on Sure Bet, and he just had that slipstream run behind the winner, and when he peeled out, he had all the energy to keep going. A very, very good win. Well-trained Mark Minervini. I thought Sure Bet was a strong win, but I thought Deprave wasn't disgraced with his big heavy weight, and Tully Dane in third spot battled on well.
Corey Brown's having a good carnival. Mark Minervini, the third trainer now to win more than one race at this point during the Melbourne Cup Spring Carnival. And Mark Minervini is down with Peter Donegan.
Mark Minervini, it's been a great carnival for you.
Yeah, 2 winners in the last 2 meetings. We're really thrilled.
Were you confident when Deprave hit the front? Because the Toppy looked as though it had a bit of petrol in the tank, but yours finished off really well.
I was confident when Red LaBelle won on Thursday, because this horse would beat her any day. And he travelled over better than her probably, so I said to Corey that he's going to be in the race with a real chance, you know.
And the horse has got a good first up record too, a couple of wins first up now.
Only provincial South Australia, we'd never sort of tested him, and down the straight was the query, but when he got cover early and sent him hitting the line, fantastic, yeah.
And I think one of the part owners is a bloke who can play a bit of footy as well.
Nigel Lappin, he's here somewhere and he's over the moon, yeah, fantastic.
You can't stop those Brisbane Lions.
Champion, he's a champion.
Mark Minervini, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Corey Brown, Corey Sure Bet. This was a good win today. You had to peel off from behind them. You had to come to the outside.
Yeah, come to the outside. They told me to ride the horse quiet and just let him run from the 600, but it's going to be a lovely horse up over 7 furlongs. He's very relaxed, but hits the line solid.
Corey, you've had a great carnival, really. You've won 2 over the Melbourne Cup Carnival, 2nd in the Melbourne Cup, and it's just a wonderful carnival for you, hasn't it?
It's been great. I only come down last Saturday. I've been on suspension, but come down last Saturday. But it's been a short carnival, but very sweet.
And the track, how do you rate it now at the moment?
She's been a little bit hard the last couple of days, but come to the outside today and it's seemed quite nice. It was good. It has been a little bit hard, but no, full credit to Flemington. They've done a great job.
Yeah, congratulations, Corey.
Thanks a lot.
I just said you can't stop the Brisbane Lions. Here's one of them, Nigel Lappin. What sort of a thrill is that compared to footy?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I tell you what, I was a lot more nervous than going into the grand final today, Pete, but, you know, it was just a fantastic ride from Corey and the horse did the job.
Have you owned many horses before?
Yeah, I've had a couple with Mark and I've had another one with Leon McDonald back in Adelaide, and it's just a great thrill. I love racing, always have.
Gee, there's no stopping here, blokes, is there? Premiership Cup, winner at Flemington over the carnival. What's next?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can top this. It's just unbelievable.
Wipe that smile off your face.
Thanks, Pete.
Good on you, mate.
Nigel Lappin there, wonderful player that he is. This is a good racehorse, and Mark Minervini, what a training effort by him. Corey Brown's had a fabulous carnival. He rides Cruel today in the Emirates Stakes. He's got a full book of rides, 9 in total for every race, and he finished the race off really well. Good head, this horse, and there's a lot to like about him.
A beautiful looking horse. Black horses that shine like he does always look beautiful in the mounting yard, and especially when they win. Corey Brown, I tell you, he is a very, very good jockey. He's a leading rider in Sydney, and he's going to be on the racing stage for a long, long time.
Had a great battle, didn't he, Richard, with Darren Beatman towards the end of last year for that premiership. It was a real talking point of Sydney racing, and he's had a very good spring, no doubt about that, as has the trainer. The Minervinis were good footballers back in Adelaide. Maybe that's the connection with... Nigel Lappin.
I was very interested to hear that Nigel Lappin rated this more exciting than winning an AFL Grand Final. Well, who thought that?
Well, this horse was at bigger odds than Brisbane. This one paid $23.
Perhaps you're right.
Did he actually say it was a bigger thrill than
Yes, he did.
Oh, there you go.
He definitely did.
You'd never stretch the truth, would you? So, Corey Brown comes back on.
He was just sensational that day, just sensational. It was the end of the carnival, and it was like as if he was just starting the carnival off. He just swept past them and left them standing.
He's 4 lengths in front of Tordo, Levy and Eleazar, and behind them Sky Call, but Gunsin's won by 6 lengths to Tordo.
The track was in his favour, probably wasn't the hottest race in the world, but and they just stood and clapped him to a man again, you know. It was great, it was great.
Had some name changes over the years, the Emirates Stakes, a real family day at Flemington, correct weight on the opening event. Here are the dividends.
Number 7, Sure Bet, 23.90 and 6.10. 1 Deprave, 170. And 4 Tully Dane, 350. Quinella, 49.70. Trifecta, 764.40. And the Exacta, 111.80.
So Sure Bet at 23.90 in the opening event of the program. Let's go down to the presentation.
Sure Bet winning the first event on the final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival here at Flemington, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure now to welcome the Managing Director of Radio Sport 927, Mr. Alan Fisher, to make the presentations to the winning connections.
Thank you, Craig. Chairman, Mr. Andrew Amson, BRC Committee, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure today that Sport 927 is involved in what has been accurately described as one of the greatest Flemington spring carnivals. Our congratulations to the committee and all those involved. As the official racing radio station, the voice of Victorian racing, Sport 927 has captured the excitement, the theatre and the emotional highs and lows of all that combine to make this carnival the envy of racing, not only in Australia but worldwide. The emotion was no better described than by our own race caller, Brian Martin, on Tuesday, when he said, Damien Oliver riding a media puzzle to the winning post with an angel on his back. On behalf of Sport 927, our congratulations go to the connections of Sure Bet, which I hope we all backed. Now I'd like to, on behalf of the winning connections, Nigel Appin, to come forward.
So Nigel Lappin, real thrill for him, as he said earlier, receiving the trophy after the Sport 927 handicap, the opening event on the program today. Let's have a look at the lineup for the Maribyrnong Plate.
Number 1, Pinchbeck, John Didham. 2, Ra Sun, Peter Mertens. 3, Marcane, Brett Preble. 4, Express Ball, Stephen King. 5, Burnline, Darren Gauchi. 6, Canny Opera, Greg Childs. 7 and 8 are Scratchings. 9, Yukon King, Wayne Treloar. 10 on Focus, Kieran McAvoy. 11, Notre Princess, Craig Williams. And 12, Naquire, Corey Brown.
Well, as far as the bookmakers are concerned, this is a race in 3, the top 3. Pinchbeck, Ra Sun, Marcane. Ra Sun has come up very, very short indeed.
Yeah, almost unbackable odds here, Pat. Ra Sun, it's going to be my tip in the race, with the one danger being Marcane. I don't think it's a bad Quinella to take.
Ra Sun, $1.30 on the tote. It's better than that in the ring, but it is a shade of odds on. You expect it to get out?
I think you'll see black odds about Ra Sun. The tote price at the moment is ridiculously short.
Round about the each-way line for the other 2, Pinchbeck and Marcane, and that seems to be the weight of betting early. You've had a great carnival so far. You've tipped us the 3 big winners of the Derby, the Cup and the Oaks. What do you like in the big one later today, the Stakes?
The big one later today, I'm going with the top one there, Accelerator. It's always a thrill to back a winner of the big race, Pat, no matter how big or small you bet.
I thought we'd get that early because I know you've got a lot of fans out there that are following your mail. Accelerator for the big one, but at this stage, Ra Sun, a shade of odds on here in the ring for race 2.
Full race totes now for the Maribyrnong Plate. Number 1, Pinchbeck, 870. 2, Ra Sun, 130. 3, Marcane, 1340. 4, Express Ball, 2470. 5, Burnline, 1840. 6, Canny Opera, 3310. 7 and 8 are Scratchings. 9, Yukon King, 3960. 10 on Focus, 2150. 11, Notre Princess, 5220. And 12, Naquire, 54.30.
$1.30 for Ra Sun, so really short, isn't it? As Sean said, expects it to get out. Now, the start here, the 1,000 metres, much like the opening event, just 100 metres shorter. And they can win from anywhere on the outside by the look of it. They're all going to come across, Richard, you'd say, for sure now. But you don't have to be hard up against the outside fence.
Yeah, you're right. All these 2-year-olds will come across to the outside rail because they all need a bit of cover and they need the support of the other 2-year-olds to keep them running straight. If you went to the inside on your own, with a 2-year-old, it'd run around like a drunken sailor. So they'll all come to the outside, but I think Ra Sun's the one to beat, Bruce. I can't have anything else. I know it's those red odds, but I'll be staying with him.
He was so good, wasn't he, in defeat at Moonee Valley?
Oh, he was brilliant in defeat, and look, taking odds on about a 2-year-old having a second run in a race, I suppose that's risky, but Sean's prepared to do it, so am I, and Graham Sampiri concurs.
So it's unanimous there, 2 Ras Sun in the second event of the program. John Letts each day has been giving us a track update. He's out there with Banjo at the moment. John, has been a fair bit of racing, but the track seems to have held up very well.
It's held up beautifully, Bruce, and I'm actually, where I am now is on the about a third of the way across the track. I've been on the inside, I've been on the outside. I do feel that where I'm heading now, out here just over the halfway across the track towards the outside, is where the best part of the track is. I feel that there's a good cushion on the track. The inside's fairly hard, and so is the outside out against the rail is very hard. We can't expect much else because we've got a bit of sunlight out here today and a bit of wind, and it's going to dry out during the day, but I'd say the middle of the track, like it was on Thursday, is going to be perfect.
Good guide there, John, so horses will be able to run on.
Hasn't he been a little star, Banjo? Look at the work he's done this week.
He's got his own website.
Has he? He's a gorgeous horse. And good on you, Johnny, there. He's picked that part of the ground. Perhaps that'll favour the horses that run on in the big race. Horses that get out wide off the back of the pack and run down the middle of the course.
Speaking of the big race today, let's have another look at the totes on the Emirates Stakes.
1 Accelerator, 310. 2 Royal Code, 620. 3 Crawl, 12. 4 Umrum, 29.40. Scratch 5. 6 Weasel Will, 15.60. 7 Gordo, 8.10. 8 Scenic Peak, 21. 9 Strategic Image, 76.80. 10 El Nino, 46.40. 11 Hosanna, 37.70. 12 Kabila, 77.50. 13 Mr. Lofty, 16.30. 14 Purple Groove, 11.40. 15 The Big Ask, 77.60. 16 Zvezda, 11. 17 A Scratching, 18 Paris Heartbeat, $70.50, and Scratch 19.
Short enough, 310 at the moment for Accelerator.
Top horse, top jockey, top weight, top form, top chance. That's all you can say.
And you haven't mentioned Gay.
Top trainer.
There you go. So you're going to say one to beat. OK, Accelerator, everyone seems to be barking it at the moment. I wonder who Andrew and Joanna like in the Emirates Stakes. Well, they've been busy in other places throughout this carnival.
As we've heard, Andrew, it's the final day, the Emirates Stake Day, otherwise known as a family day.
Family day, get out day, 9 whole races to get the money back.
Some.
Yeah, well, you've done well, haven't you?
I have.
And if that doesn't work, you've got the Wentworth Park dogs. Speaking of dogs, I'm in the personal dog house because, see, all week, and I've said you've looked terrific, amazing, stunning even, Joanna, but I haven't asked. Now, what are you wearing?
I didn't notice that you hadn't asked, really. No, Trelise Cooper today. She's actually outfitted a lot of the girls and they all look beautiful.
Yeah, you look stunning.
Now, speaking of fashion, being at the family day, lots of kids are out here and we're actually going to speak to some of the ones that are entered in the children's Fashion on the Field.
Yes, we're going to enter outside the rarefied air of the Channel 7 marquee, which is not to say we won't talk to celebrities in here. There'll be a lot of them here as well, so that'll be good. And speaking of kids, my kids are coming in today, so I might get them on the telly. Time to audition them for something.
Because we need more daddos on air.
That's a fact, isn't it?
He's had some fun, hasn't he? And Joanna, you do look absolutely gorgeous, as always. About 9 or 10 minutes until the horses come into the mounting yard, the 2-year-olds for the Group 2 Maribyrnong Plate. And, well, the fashion and the fun continues here at Flemington.